to say a genie. We're going to do a very simple stream, just working a bit more. I've been fighting off a headache. I think it's because of sudden changes in weather and whatnot. Oh, forgot this was in the... Oh, what's going on here? Un momento. There we go. Having a soft and furry friend is always great. I've got a dog named Toff, and she's a very fluffy Border Collie Australian Shepherd mixed dog. And it's always very hard not to just take a nap when and she's like lounging on the couch. But yeah, we're gonna just jump straight into art. Here we go. Yeah, so I was debating on making this felt, but I kind of think I like the texture of the weave. Hey Diggy, how's it going? So yeah, I think that I will just keep going on this. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm really happy with how it's looking. So I'm gonna, add more textures to things. I'm gonna probably add some shoes. I'll be redoing the hat, so it's a bit cleaner. Add some details I missed, like the pink in the ears. And yeah, I think we're just gonna keep going and filling things in, like add stitches. I had an idea for redoing the mouth. Yeah, so let's clean some of this stuff up. How about let's add a lens, because I don't know if it'll actually show, but I like the idea of trying to make a prescription lens. So just come in here. Whoops. And we'll make a new material, change it to glass. We'll change the blend mode to alpha blend, alpha hash for the shadows, backface calling. Backface calling isn't going to do much, but yeah, oh, you're doing swell. That's always good. That's a good one. Great lens for the commission. Let's see. Screen space refraction. This is a checkbox that you want so long as you have screen space refraction in the render settings turned on. So you want refraction checked and screen space reflections checked. And then when you check this, it will allow it to be see-through. Granted, of course, this is too rough to be like prescription, so then I'd lower the roughness. Something like that. Of course, you could always use a mask as well to kind of change it up. Which maybe we'll do that actually. Let's go into vertex paint. Take the whole thing. And we will paint mask by selection. Actually, let's vertex paint. And let's undo this. We're going to change it to black. We're going to paint, set vertex color. I'm going to turn that on. Then we're going to change it to white. And we're going to paint Set vertex colors. And now if I go into my shading, I can go to attributes, I believe it is, color attribute, color, and set the roughness. And we can always go back into vertex paint. And we'll change scope here. I can't really see it, so let's see. I guess let's try some things. We just change. Yeah, so that's the issue we have here. Vertex paint. Oh, that's why we have it masked. So we got to paint. So if we set vertex colors to white, and then we change. Okay, so that is it being affected by the roughness. So we can go to vertex paint. There, so we get a little bit of imperfections here and there. So it kind of has like a smudged look. Oops. And then I'll need to probably see how things work when rendering for the screen space reflections. Could always change it to a different. Oh, I see. So if I use different lighting method, yeah, then I would get the actual background. Good to know. And I'll worry about that later. Okay, so we have that. So the next thing I wanted to do is, I think, change the mouth. Because I do have to make this, I want to make this so it's clear how for the talking. So I was thinking of doing kind of like a layered, like a layered fabric kind of a thing. So I'll hide this. Let's make a plane. Subdivide it. Loop tools, circle. Oops. By any scale that I do, then we're going to do subsurface. shrink wrap. And then we are going to add a solidify. Fade smooth. Edge data and a little bit of a sharpness to the edge. I'm going to duplicate it, apply the first subdivision. And here we can delete. Here we can apply our shrink wrap. This one. And find where our tooth went. Change these to the same material. So this is kind of like what my idea was. And then I can do like a stitching around the edges. And that way then I can have like another part of this be the mouth that actually moves during tucking. And for the stitching, I actually have an idea from another asset that I have. So let me get that real quick. That is not Bit of a dark zone. If you're curious, I'm listening to the Fantastic Mr. Fox soundtrack. Okay, so that is that. So we can hide that. So the idea is take this, duplicate it, separate, apply everything. Then I want to add geometry nodes. And we're going to pick stitches. Let's convert this actually. Let's delete this. Convert. Curve. And simplify this. We can do a checker deselect. Then dissolve vertices. Do it again. Then we can maybe I'll just start with a circle instead. And this one, I'll need to get this all sorted out for the final one though. For the other stitches, that is. Next, the idea is geometry nodes, stitches, and they're supposed to be like this. Then I can align like this, adjust the gaps. Material. So that's kind of the idea. I'm wondering if maybe the sizes makes it too busy. Maybe if I just change the material to be lighter. Maybe even a white. Like an off-white, so it kind of blends in. Might work. I want to do the same thing here, so let's go to the eyebrows. Convert to curve. Okay, so it looks like it is made cyclical. Good. Now I do want to make the spline type automatic. Let's do checker deselect and dissolves vertices. Do one more. Well, let's just keep it this way. Let's see. Yeah, that's smoother. Let's see if we can do the geometry nodes, stitches. Now let's remember which hotkey it is to tilt. Control T. Well, hey, Saw, how's it going? Hope you're doing well, and hope the clipping is all going smooth. I'm doing all right. I'm a bit tired. I've been dealing with headaches. You know, I have been having a sudden change in weather. Ooh, Trash Rat Royalty, thank you for the follow. But yeah, it's going. Making some progress. Now this is interesting because I'm probably gonna have to make a duplicate of my geometry node setup here, which I think I can actually do. Nope, never mind. Let's see. Yeah, because I would want to use a different stitching color. I'm also wondering if it would just be better if I did this with a modifier setup. And this should have a mirror modifier. I guess I cannot use a mirror modifier after geometry nodes. I could apply. Wait, why can I not apply? Oh, I see. So I can convert it to a mesh. Or not. Interesting. Well, I've got this at least, which is good. So what I can do, let's undo this. So I've got that. I'm going to delete this. But I still have my curve. So I can do a array and a curve. Actually, okay, so let's duplicate this. I'll remove it from this one. Thank you. Yeah, so this is using a substance designer or substance designer textile generator. You can see all the settings I have over here will determine a lot of the all the different values for different kinds of materials. And I'll be doing some more of that here when I do the body. But I wanted to try out the stitching first. Yeah, so curve. That's my curve name. 16. Should I be naming my curves more? Probably, but I believe Y is the deform axis. That's okay. So first things first, I need to find my origin. Honestly, the easiest way would probably actually be to change all transforms. Pretty sure Y is what I'm working with. This is very clearly being messed up in some way. Yeah. So this is one of the reasons why I was using the geometry nodes instead. Because it generally makes things a bit easier. Having to deal with what can happen here. And so I generally have it. Okay, there we go. Need to scale just a little bit. Try to get it as close to the other one as possible. Then we can subsurf, mirror. But the nice thing is I can take this and I can duplicate the stitch material, make a darker version. Now these are very chunky, so we can scale. So the idea would be to apply this where necessary, not go too crazy with it, but yeah. I do want to like a dark, very dark version of this though. And we can use another material here. We could probably use the one that was used there. Is that too busy? Might be too busy. Oh, Vel, how's it going? Let me give you a shout out. How did the fish modeling go? I think that's correct. Yeah. Welcome in, Raiders. Yeah, I'm Brett Botnick. I do 3D art. Yeah, much like Vel. Well, Vel's, you know, Vel's Vel and does always amazing, super awesome art. And I'm definitely still trying to improve on my end too. But yeah, I do 3D art. I also do motion graphics. And yeah, we're just working on my first commission on Kofi. Yeah. And for those that are already here and don't know Vel Pepper, definitely check him out. Does has really fun VTuber rig, lots of fun stuff on the stream, and does amazing art. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, welcome in, PNG Win 13. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, this is what we're working on. Kind of deciding on some details and if they should be added or not, like these little, I guess, nose dots that are in the reference. But yeah, this is for Foxander. You can see his character here. We're doing a little homemade version of the model here. It's going to have like a stop motion look to it. Yeah, so we're just kind of doing a little bit of exploration on the stitching, you know, getting the scale right and whatnot. I'm glad to hear you're doing well. Oh, I guess we are done with Fantastic Mr. Fox, the music. I guess I'll just let it go for a bit and see where it takes us. So fish model's taking a bit longer. Yeah, I know how that goes. Like I was thinking of these commissions would be like a 1 or 2 day thing, and I just keep thinking of things I want to do. You know how it goes. Yeah. Yeah, so just adding the stitching. I'll be doing some more texture, material, fabric stuff for the shirt and the pants. Yeah, I was going to do felt for this, but I think I'm just going to keep it as fabric because I do like this fabric. It does feel a bit more Little Big Planet like. Oh, hey, Candy Marsh, hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Still fighting off a bit of a headache, but well, thank you for the follow. Yeah, I'm doing good. Just fighting off a headache because of sudden weather changes and whatnot. But yeah, things are going. I'm probably gonna make him a little bit less chunky. Now, why does it? Oh, I see. There we go. Feels better. Oh, it looks like. Yeah, I mean that's just how things go. Like we've had it went from being like hot and dry to having heavy rain. So Yeah, so I mean, it'll go away at some point. But yeah, and just as a warning, it looks like ads might be starting up soon. So I do apologize in advance for those. But yeah, so this is how things are going. I need to lower the count here, and then I need to increase. Yeah, for this one, I was using a geometry node setup I have, but it wasn't behaving with these parts that I made with yeah, they're not behaving as much with like curves that I would convert from meshes for some reason. Let's see. I guess I could just need to find a new playlist. Let's see. What would be a good playlist to listen to at the moment? Maybe just a different Little Big Planet. Maybe two. The first one is definitely like my favorite soundtracks, but maybe the PSP. Let's try that. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, so yeah, one of the other things I want to do is get um, inner ear. And this is using Pro 2. And we can probably actually thin this out. Oh, where did my music go? Oh, I guess it just ended. A lot more quiet compared to first Little Big Planet soundtrack, at least for the sound balance. And maybe we'll adjust this a bit. Alrighty. Now, one thing I do want to do on here is add another material with eyes. So I want them to be like buttons. And buttons are generally no more than one part. We're going to do a metallic finish. There's a little bit of a brown in the eye, and I think it'd be kind of nice to add that in there. Okay. Oh, hello, child. Thank you for the hydrate. Hope you're doing well. which is what I want. Well, let's see. Yeah, that feels more like the button I was going for. Let's see if it's obnoxious or not. I think that's good. Yeah, I'm wondering. Maybe I will change this to just like a white. I feel like this is just kind of not registering how I want. Maybe that is better. So here we'll do I'm gonna just get these areas that are going to be seam lines. I'm going to duplicate, separate, shrink wrap, well, nice. Hope you've got a good dinner. And Pastel Gremlin, thank you for the follow. You're doing well. Now the question is, will this shape actually convert to a single curve or not? And then let's set spleen to Bezier, Bezier. Hey, Crackly. Thank you for the blanket. Hope you're doing well. Let's by scale. And let's geometry nodes. Stitch. Yeah, so it doesn't seem to align. But I could probably select parts and twist. Let's just, there we go. Thank you for the blanket, Val. I do want to like further improve the system I have for blankets, because I was supposed to make custom ones. I just never did, so I could go a lot further. Let's increase the gap. Now we can always delete. We don't need. I'm feeling very cozy right now. There we go. Looks like the rest are all aligned correctly. Oh, hey, Vanille, how's it going? I hope you are doing well. I'm gonna try something else here as well. Yeah, hopefully you're having a good Thursday night. Well, thank you. Hopefully it's a very energizing nap. Most of the times when I have naps, it's always generally unintentional. Because my dog Toff will manage to lure me into a nap, generally unplanned. There we go. Well, good to hear that you're feeling great. It's always a good feeling when naps with naps. The worst is taking an unplanned nap and then waking up and feeling tired still. There, I feel like that feels really good. I might be going a bit too crazy on this, thinking about it, just because this is for a PNG tuber where you'll never actually see the back of the head. Hey Char, how's it going? Yeah, but it's also really hard to just not, it's hard to just not just work on everything as if it was like a full model that'd be used like in 3D space. Interesting, I got a little warning that there's a encoding overload. Maybe that was the issue before. I wonder if when I updated, if it undid my encoding settings, maybe. Yeah, so on this one, I had no plans on baking it, actually. So this is all it's just gonna be rendered in Blender. Probably with Eevee. But I may still do like particle effects on like the fabric for some stray hairs and stuff. Stray threads. But yeah, we'll see. Okay. let's actually go into geometry nodes. So we have stitches. Can I duplicate stitches? I can. And so then I can duplicate stitch to stitch 2. This is still going to use stitches 1. But for stitches 2, we can have it use stitch. Stitch 2. There we go. Yeah, I just really like Eevee, so I normally would prefer not to use cycles. But when it comes to, having subsurface scattering on stray hairs and stuff, it'll probably be better. Okay, so let's see. So I can have another thing here. Okay, so now we can apply the mirror. Actually, let's apply the subsurf, delete the solidify, delete that subsurf. And we'll get it into place first. Then we will apply the mirror. Then we will convert curve. And we'll take the spline type and change it to Bezier. Then we can go to modifier, geometry nodes, stitches 2. Now if I go to stitches 2 here, I should be able to... Oops. Okay. A little bit of nudging to get it where I want. Then we can go back to stitches 2, give it its own material. Oh yeah, and over here. Oh, I forgot to mirror the edits. And change these to Bezier. Okay, I think it's coming together. Yeah, it's I actually bought this one, but there's tutorials on how to do this on YouTube for basically doing advanced array modifiers. Yeah, so you can, yeah, I think it's, you can just see it's pretty simple. So yeah, you've got your object info, so you can take an object, make an instance. Usually you just have to deal with the rotations and all that. But yeah, I don't know the tutorials off the top of my head, but I remember there was like one that was like said like stop using array modifiers, and that was what they taught in the video. It's nice because you can, you know, use it for all sorts of things, like not just applying it for curves, but also doing stuff like applying it like onto like a, you know, like on top of a plane. You have vertices and all that kind of stuff. Okay, on this, I think I made this too thick. So let's lower thickness. And I think I need to make the edges sharper. And I might give them kind of a frayed thing later on. Actually, it's not a bad thing to try out. Just a second. So if I duplicate this and I apply it, so apply the solidify, we can apply. Now if I just take these edge loops, delete everything else, oops. Yeah, so like rivets, or maybe you could do it for like trees, with foliage. You can do all sorts like scatter stuff. Okay, so now if I do a particle system, let's save. Add a particle, hair length. And we can lower the segments, I think. And let's have rendered material strand steps. Children. I don't think we're going to do children this time, actually. Try it. Well, we'll try it out, because that'll help make with the clumping. Clump noise. I do want some noise. I think spiral's not what I want. Wave. Maybe not wave. Well, I just don't like how this is all like so instance looking. I need like actual randomness. Change the length a little bit. Yeah, so that's not convincing at all. I think that might work. Let's change actually the clumping. Yeah, so the idea is hopefully, doesn't look like much now, but maybe like when I start adding the light, we'll kind of catch on to it. And I'll just kind of add that extra little bit of oomph to it. I think I can delete these. What's going on here? There we go. Well, hey, Boomba, how's it going? Thank you for the blanket. So we have that. I'm good. Fighting off a bit of a headache, but other than that, I'm doing good. Oh. Yeah, I know you've been watching that in the Discord. Um, not really. I've did a lot of sleeping. That's, just still fighting off the headache. Let's see. So I do subdivide, solidify, solidify, scale down. now I can convert, or Limere, convert to curve. Bezier. Then we do geometry nodes. Okay, and then next, after that, we will I'm gonna try that later. Oops. There we go. Okay. Pretty happy with that. So I think, let's see, what else, where will I put stitches? I guess while I think about that, I'll just add some new materials. So let's duplicate. Can I rename these? Doesn't seem to. I can apply it. Then I can change the preset to noisy cotton. Now this clearly does not have any UVs. So let's apply, and let's do a subsurf. Now we can UV unwrap this. Part seam. And let's see. Mark seam. Top part actually is not going to be visible either, so I can just seam there. Unwrap. This is already actually a pretty good color for what I was going for. Oh, nice. I'll take a look. Oh, I need to see if I can set up coffee um, notifications maybe for myself. Yeah, so I'll do a full thing when I get to working on it, which I should be able to do a bit next week, I think. Next week, I actually probably won't be doing too many streams other than Sunday, um, because I will be dog sitting. But I will have access to a computer, and any computer I have access to, I can put Blender on. Let's see. So I want denim, I think. Let's see. Yeah, I'm thinking denim pants. The dog. Oh, I don't know if my friends would be entirely chill with me streaming their dogs inside their house. So I apply. Okay, the scale is way too much. That's because I haven't really UV unwrapped this, but we can change some things off the get-go. Also was going to give him some shoes, so maybe I'll probably get to doing that in a bit. And that should be okay for me to do this because I will be adding some shoes. So, yeah. Good night. Sleep well. You have a good day tomorrow. See Mark Seam. Let's just try that. It's clearly an issue. Let's make sure we don't have any wrinkles. Let me see. And generally there is a seam at the front of jeans, so let's mark one there. And I think I should probably darken the shirt just a bit more. And probably more than that as well. See if I can cheese this a bit. So this definitely feels broken. There we go. That's the issue. Yeah. Thinking of Little Big Planet, I feel like the PSP one is definitely one that you don't hear too many people talk about. Well, because it was on the PSP, but I remember just having a lot of fun with it. It had a lot of the, I guess, a lot of the fun, I guess, feeling the original had that you didn't have entirely in the later ones. Little Big Planet on the PSP. Yeah, if you ever have a chance to play it, I do recommend it. It's essentially just like more Little Big Planet 1. I don't remember it had like the level customization necessarily, but the kind of pre-made stuff was good. I wonder if I was pondering the idea of making the nose longer, but I think be good as is. Yeah, Little Big Planet's a really fun platformer. Like especially in its heyday because it was at a really good character, like a level customization system. Like yeah, it's like the Cafe Takaba music that was in there. So they like basically the idea is in the kind of campaign, you kind of traveled the world, like different handmade themed worlds, and they had music from each kind of region represented. But yeah, it was really good. It was the gameplay was very simple. Like even in the later ones, it can't like they expanded more on like the custom gameplay you could do and stuff. In a lot of ways, it was Roblox before Roblox. Can I do? Let's see. Into the particle system. Can I do a texture offset? Oh, there we go. I can change the material there. In viewport. I guess I can't choose the material specifically. Because I was thinking I could make a new material. Just do like a transparent BSDF. Blend mode alpha clip. Okay, that works. I think I'm losing steam a bit, so I think I'll probably call it pretty soon. So let's block incoming raids. There we go. Well, let's see what's something we can do. Like one last thing we could maybe do before calling it. Maybe we'll do stitching in the ears. Um, Not really, but it's all good. I'm sure once I get some sleep, it'll I'll just take some medicine, take a shower, go to sleep after this, and then I think things should pretty good after that. Yeah. I'm sure as once my kind of body gets readjusted to the new weather, that should help a lot. Yeah, I think the next stream will probably be when it might be the last one for this model, because I'm doing more like a stop motion style for the animation. So it ends up being like a few frames each. So what I end up doing is a lot of times simple transforms and model replacements. Um, and that ends up, working for the whole thing really. So I'll probably just like add the shoes, do a little bit of cleanup, and then the rest is basically just parenting different sections together. And that's basically how I'm going to be handling the stitches. It's going to be parenting the stitches and their paths to like the head, for example, or the ears, and then just setting the ears to have like a null maybe for controlling their rotation and stuff. Or the other thing I was going to play around with was lattice shapes and using like the what's it called, mesh deform modifier, so I can get a little bit of movement in there. Stitches 2, there we go. So I can actually do the mirror modifier in here. So maybe I'll do that. I'm going to do it before geometry nodes. Oh, so that's what breaks the rotation, actually. Good data, good data. So maybe I just have to make a mirror modifier inside of the geometry node itself for the future. Sorry, I don't have any kind of song thing set up. I'm just using YouTube. But here, let's. There we go. But yeah, I always recommend the Little Big Planet soundtracks. I mean, I don't actually do a lot of music recommendations in general, but if I did, Little Big Planet would be up there. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like it's. I honestly forgot about the soundtrack in the game much at all until I was lurking in Fox Anders' stream when I was playing. I'd probably go back and replay the game a lot more. But until just recently, I've had the only PS3 had access to was broken. I gotta probably find a good way to capture it. Then maybe just go through it again, along with some other the PS3 games that I really like. For soundtracks, yeah, like I normally don't recommend music all too often because I was saying like I always recommend, the Big Planet soundtrack. Yeah, I'm not digging this too much. Need more? Do we need less? If I do a different kind of sewing pattern, maybe. Is that too much? Yeah, because if I do this and scale it down, it'd be more of a sewing pattern rather than a hand stitch. It might be too busy. So this one is called Fondue Fondant. So I imagine this is probably a French level that it comes from. That's looking pretty good. I feel like I might be going too far on the stitches here, actually. Let's that. I wonder if that's better. Decisions. Because the other alternative, of course, is I would remove the stitching here and then I would maybe add the dots back the nose. But then I feel like it'd be an imbalance for the stitching everywhere else. Oh well. Let's see if projecting. face project, individual elements. There we go. Let's do the same here. And I take this. Oh, looks like we're in an ad break. I do apologize. Welcome back if you're in an ad. I feel like this should be smaller. Yeah. I'll just add the fuzz to the ends of these, and then I think that'll be that on the stitching. So I'll just be doing the shoes. I think that'd be kind of nice to add. And I guess there's a tail too, but it probably won't be visible. So what I can do is I can just save the tail for later. And if it does become visible, then I can add stitching and the loose threads. Also the hat to do, so I'll detail that next time. Yeah. So far, it's so good. There's some fun things I plan to do with the eyes, I think, where I'll try to essentially use booleans and some custom materials to make it look like I use other buttons and just kind of cut off portions of it to make the other, like the blink and stuff. Because that's normally what you do, right? You take like a, oh, why Taco VT? Thank you for the follow. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, normally if I was gonna do like take buttons and try to make like blinks, I normally don't like changing to a different material because it can be like a bit feel out of place. So what I would normally do is I take like it's called like aviator clippers, and you can normally use that to cut through almost anything. So since these are normally maybe like thin metal and some plastic, you can normally just trim through them. Normally give them bulk though because it's easy to mess up the shape. But yeah. Yeah, I might also add the little like more like you know, the brim. But we'll see how things go. But I think for the most part everything else is looking good. Yeah, I'll get the hat done next time. I do want to make the tooth more plasticky, so let's add some gloss. There we go. Metalness is down to 0. That's good. There we go. Okay, yeah, I think that'll be it. Yeah, this is a good song too. Here, I'll link that as well. Maybe at some point I should just see if I can make a bot that'll automate that process in some way. Especially because at the moment, I don't have VODs on, or music in my VODs rather. So yeah. So this is like, let's see. If I, let's just try something real quick where I'll add some lighting. And let's add a world HDRI. Color, environment, texture. Let's go to my resources, common resources. Somewhere in here. Here we go, HDRI. And let's add a area light. So I like those. Let's make it disk. Like a nice fill light. Can always make it maybe a little bit warmer. Then we can add a spotlight behind. This is why I like to have the stray hairs, is when I do this, I will turn off shadow, and let's just add a little A to the wattage. Yeah, that'll make the corduroy pop. Let's see what it looks like with shadow. If I place it just right, it might work with the shadow on. But yeah. Some distance also helps. I think it's pretty. No, why is this still with visible markers when I am? Here we go. Make noise. Did those? Yes, I think that's where we're going to end it for now. But I'm pretty happy with how it looks. We got like the prescription glasses. They worked better, I think, in cycles than Eevee. Should get like a bit of a fall off, but yeah, then we have like the lens smudging. Maybe I'll see about adding like a fingerprint into the mask instead of just vertex colors, because that might be like really cool. Like when there's a little bit of head turning, you can see a little bit like a fingerprint on the lens. But I like the straight hairs because it gives the idea of like doing a rough cut without using any kind of like a wax edge, like for the fabric wax or anything like that on the cuts. And kind of helps give the idea of fur. Well, thank you. Yeah, like, yeah, it's, I think it'll be good as is. It just depends on how I, adjust the actual animation. But the nice thing is, once I do the animation, then if it looks weird at all, I can always adjust the index of refraction. And like see the IOR, and that'll always, I can do that to adjust the effect. So you can just pick whichever index of refraction will work best for the final render. But yeah, it's pretty. But yeah, especially adding the lights in my own HDRI, I feel like the textures are working a lot better. Yeah, I think the only thing I have left like texture wise to do is the hat, and I gotta remodel that. So yeah, and then it should be fun once I get to the shoes, because I think I might add a little bit of what's it called? The I think it's just part of the generic PSDF. A transmission. I can use transmission to get like a very rubbery looking sole, I think. So I think that could be fun. Kind of makes the shoe kind of match more. But yeah, let's find someone to raid. Let's refresh. Well, let's see. I can't believe that Foxander's actually still streaming, because I think he's been doing that for quite a while today. But it's doing darker and darker. There's Mialita and Yusufe and Bagel Gremlin. Oh, there's actually Chronico too. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for hanging out, Candy Marsh. And yeah, I hope I feel better soon. I should after getting some good rest. So let's see, Mialita is BRB right now. It looks like Bagel might be ending stream soon. I've been going for 7 hours. Let's see. If anybody has any recommendations, I'm always down to find new people as well. Uh, do, do, do. Yeah, actually, I think we can raid into Yusufe. It's been a while. If you don't know, Yusufe, she streams mostly in French, but does speak English. And yeah, they're generally very chill streams, and it looks like she is doing emotes right now. She also does a lot of live 2D stuff. So let's Yusufe. And we can do a 3D bear raid if you want. I use any emote that you think is appropriate. And yeah, thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you next time. I don't know if I'll stream tomorrow night. I might. We'll see. I'll be playing Among Us with friends as well. Yeah, and I'll post all that about that on Twitter. Yeah, thanks again for stopping by. And yeah, I'll see you later, Vanille. And have a good one.